Hello, my name is Kevin Waters, and I'm the Emergency Medical Services Battalion Chief for the Poudre Fire Authority. This is COVID-19 for non-scientists, as described by me, a non-scientist. Let's start by answering the question, what is a virus? A virus is a microscopic parasite that consists of genetic material, DNA or RNA, surrounded by a coat made of protein. Viruses need a host to survive. They can't multiply outside of a host, and they can't survive for very long outside of a host. So what is a coronavirus? Coronaviruses are a group of viruses that have spikes on their surface. The spikes make it look like they're wearing a crown. A Latin word for crown is corona, so a coronavirus is a virus with a crown. There are 7 types of coronaviruses that can infect people, and they generally cause mild to moderate flu-like symptoms. Most people will have a coronavirus during their lifetime. The shape of the spikes on every coronavirus is different, and these spikes are like keys. The cells in our bodies have receptor sites on their surface, and the receptor sites are like locks. When the right key is inserted into the right lock, the virus can enter the cell. Respiratory cells have locks that can be opened by COVID-19 keys. Once the virus has access to the cell, it hijacks the cell's internal structures and turns the cell into a virus-making factory. The amount of virus in the person is called the viral load. A small number of viruses equals a low viral load, and a large number of viruses equals a high viral load. When the viral load is high enough, the person will begin to have symptoms of the infection. The time period between the infection and when the person begins to experience symptoms is the incubation period. The incubation period for COVID-19 is between 2 and 14 days. As the viral load increases, the immune system recognizes the person's being attacked and starts making antibodies to defend itself. Eventually, the antibodies will outnumber the viruses and the person will start feeling better. Remember, the spikes on the surface of the COVID-19 virus unlock the receptors on the surface of cells in our respiratory system. For this reason, COVID-19 is primarily in respiratory cells. The virus is spread when droplets of respiratory fluids from an infected person come into contact with the respiratory cells of a person who's not infected. How can we stop the spread? The key is to protect your respiratory system from respiratory droplets of other people. Reduce the number of respiratory droplets you're releasing by covering your cough and wearing a mask when you're around other people. Kill the virus by washing your hands with soap. Soap dissolves the protein coat and the virus will disintegrate. Don't touch your face. Disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces. Stay at least 6 feet away from other people. And if you are sick, stay home. What about testing? There are 2 different types of tests. The first type is a CDC test, an antigen test. An antigen is a harmful substance that enters the body, so COVID-19 is an antigen. The CDC test uses a sample of respiratory cells to look for the COVID-19 genetic material, its RNA. The accuracy of these tests depends on the amount of virus in the patient. A false negative could occur if the test is administered when the viral load is low. So for this reason, testing is recommended in people who have symptoms, which is generally associated with higher viral loads. The other type of test is an antibody test. Antibody tests haven't been approved by the FDA and are controversial. These tests use a drop of blood to look for the presence of antibodies. A false negative can occur if the test is administered before the viral load is high enough to activate an immune response, and a false positive can occur if you've been infected with a coronavirus other than COVID-19. It's unknown if the presence of antibodies provides ongoing immunity to COVID-19. What would a non-scientist graph of a 14-day incubation period look like? Let's start at day 0 when the person becomes infected. The viral load will increase every day, and at day 12, the viral load would be high enough that the person is likely contagious. The viral load would peak on day 14. This is the day the person would begin to experience symptoms. The viral load will decrease every day after this. Antibody production would begin at around day 10 and would increase every day. It's not yet known how long the antibodies remain in the system. So when should we test? The highest viral load would provide the most accurate antigen test result. This would be the best time to perform the CDC test, day 14, when the person has symptoms. It's unknown when to perform the antibody test, and the results of this test are of questionable accuracy. I hope this explanation of COVID-19 has been helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.